Hey, another video with a bare face. I thought let's do get ready, and if you have not guessed it from the title, in honor of the fact that I was permanently banned from the Beauty Guru Chatter sub on Reddit, I thought let's get ready while I scroll through that Reddit sub and read you things and just comment my personal opinions on that drama. It's like a reaction commenting video. I will do full get ready with me, full face of stuff besides the eyes, because I want to film that for a shorts, reel, YouTube, TikTok, kind of that vertical format video. And I want to use a primer that I haven't used in a long time, the Danessa Myricks blurring balm thing. And it still bothers me that the full name is Blurring Balm Powder, because this is not a powder, this is a balm. I think that description caused a lot of confusion when this came out and people tried to use this as powder on top of their makeup and were really pissed that their foundation broke up. Like, it's a balm. Like, if you smear Vaseline on your foundation, guess what happens? It'll break up. It'll break up just like Ariana Grande did with her husband. Oh, sorry. Was that funny? I don't know. So this morning, today is August 9th. And it's 5 a.m. and I've been awake since 4. And I went on the Beauty Guru Chatter subreddit. If you don't know what that is, this is basically a sub where people are bashing creators, mostly. They're questioning things, they're discussing things. Sometimes there are some positive notes going around, but most of the time it's bashing. My concealer brush is currently in the wash the brushes bag, and now I have to use my finger for the concealer, and I kind of like it. That makes me a bit afraid of the future because I hate applying makeup with my finger, but this it works really well. By the way, I'm using for the eye look today the Viseart Étendue Cashmere. Isn't that a beautiful packaging? And the palette itself, like, this is boring, but boring in a good way. And I'm really a big fan of the Viseart eyeshadow formula. Today, like the day that I'm filming it, the Koyish palette should arrive, because as soon as this got available on Beautylish, I ordered it, and I can't wait to compare it with Koi, the Petite Shimmers Koi. Like, that is something I really want to see, and I feel like nobody has done yet, so hopefully other people are interested in that too, just as I am. So the most recent post in that sub is actually not that interesting. Somebody is searching for a very specific male makeup artist that they used to watch, so we can skip on that. So the second post in the sub currently is really confusing me, because it's about e.l.f. releasing they have like these hyaluronic lipsticks, tear sticks, and basically the question is if e.l.f. just released a dupe for Clinique Black Honey. I saw that release, that they were coming out with it, but since e.l.f. is not really like a brand that interests me with releases, I skipped that. I cannot tell by the photo from e.l.f., but Black Honey does look different. But apparently from the comments, the resultant color on your lips is very similar to Black Honey. And if that is true, then I highly recommend go for it, because Black Honey is one of my favorite lipsticks. I even mentioned this in my top 3 of lip products. Next up, we have one of those posts that kicked me out of that sub. This person is just looking for content creators that look like normal people, like no Botox, no sharp jawlines, no overly whitened teeth, and I promoted myself under that post and apparently got banned now from that. I love it. By the way, foundation that I'm using is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint, because this is in my project pan, and I am actually already at the point where I have to tilt the bottle, which is a bit surprising because I thought that I didn't use it a lot before I put it in the project pen, but apparently I already did, but I did not track it. The smell of the skin tint is so bad, I just want to throw up. So the next post is quite interesting. It is about Kathleen Lights. Do you remember her? I remember her doing YouTube and subscribing to her when she had like a couple thousand followers, and I basically lost a bit on her when she started her own brand, like Lights Lacquer, and a lot of the stuff that she did was nails, and then she did vlogs and drugstore a lot, and that is just not my vibe, so that's why I stopped watching her. And the post is basically just like asking what the hell is what's in Kathleen's water. She's glowing, she's going out more, she's even doing her lives. And I went through the comments because I thought, okay, is this now a bashing post against her? Because people love to bash her since she had some kind of weird moments in her career where she said not so sensitive things, but apparently she's in divorce, which I did not know. She and her soon-to-be ex-husband, I remember that she said that he's in military and that she's basically a military wife, and that she started the YouTube channel because she felt very alone and bored. And now apparently they are divorcing, and there is something in the comments that I want to just take on, and I know I will probably just upset people, but I don't care because you know what, that is my personal opinion. In the comments, people are disgusted by the fact that they have such a huge age gap. So apparently when they started dating, she was 16 and he was 25 or something like that. They call him a groomer. I have a problem with that because I personally, okay, that just did nothing because this red spot is just annoying. Okay, I don't care. I personally am on that part of opinion, as long as it is legal, I think it's okay. Probably an unpopular opinion upon most people these days, but I don't have a problem with that. My boyfriend that I had before I got to know my now husband was 11 years older than me. We got to know each other when I was 20, so he was 31 at that point, and my parents also have an age gap of 7 years. People are bashing other people for big age gaps and call that inappropriate. I strongly disagree because age is a number that does not define us, in my opinion. The same way as your biological sex or your social gender does not define you as a person. It's not the whole shebang around you. It is a part of you, but it's not your whole identity. And as long as it's legal, I don't have a problem with that. I feel like people often try to define over that number of age if that person is adult or not. And to be honest, just because you are on paper an adult does not mean that in your head you are adulting. When I was 14, 15, that time, 80% of the people that I hung out with were 17, 18, 20, 25. I even hung out with 30-year-olds. Looking back, I think those like 30-year-olds were a bit odd, but at the same time, when I was 15 or 14, I myself was not a kid anymore. I was a teen, but I also had a lot of freedom. Like when I was 14, I was the first time alone at home for like 2 weeks because I didn't want to go on vacation with my parents. And they left me alone at home and just trusted me with that. I always had a very supporting home. My parents trusted me a lot. And I did a lot of shit, but they still trusted me. And they still trusted in my own responsibility. I could always come to them, and I still can, but they just raised me to be a responsible person, even as a teen. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people do disagree, but I don't care. It always depends on the person, in my opinion. There are people with 20 that are not able to live alone, that are adulting, that are not responsible, that just, they can't. Because they have been living in this bubble the whole time where their parents just always... In Germany we say they blew sugar up their ass, which basically is a saying for that those parents were just doing everything for their little kiddos and did not give them responsibilities for anything, and they just had to snap with their fingers and their parents would either buy this or discuss this or just do it for them instead of helping them doing this by themselves at some point in their life. I hope that explanation makes sense. Alright, I just lost myself in that one fucking post on Kathleen Lights and age gaps and relationships, and now I will do the rest of the eyes and come back and we go through the other posts. I don't know if I ever said that officially on my channel, but Viseart is such a banging brand. The Grande Pro X has been my go-to if I need a matte palette since I have it. Together actually with a Vega from Lisa Aldridge. Now I just stocked up on some more Viseart stuff. So I got the Cashmere, I do have the Koi, and I also have the Petite Mattes. Cool, because the Grande Pro 1X is more neutral and I was searching for a companion palette with cool mattes. So the next post I still find very interesting, decluttering your subscription page. This is something you definitely should do from time to time, and you know, I do have this YouTube channel, but I do have other channels too, where I have the subscriptions all running. So that means when I watch a YouTube video, I'm not logged in with this account. And I do have to change that because I also want to comment like with my now real YouTube channel, but I'm too lazy, but I will, you know what? I do it this weekend. So when you see this, I hopefully have moved my subscriptions and I decluttered the subscription, because there are a lot of people whose videos I just always skip. So this post is really interesting. Are there any products that you feel guilty about using because you don't want to support the brand? And I have something to say about that. Let me just tell you that I actually filmed a video regarding a thread on this Beauty Guru Chatter sub that had a list of brands that you should not use because they were in some kind of drama, because they are problematic, because the founder is voting in politics somebody you don't like, because they said something sometime somewhere. And I decided to not post the video because... not because I'm not honest and I still stand by those opinions, but after I edited it down, I had the feeling that this video might be too much. Too much of controversy opinions, so instead I will just sprinkle them here and there. So don't get me wrong, I am definitely not somebody who's affected by any kind of social media opinion. I don't care. But I read through the comments and there are actually 261 comments at this point, and I just scrolled through and I was just disgusted. There were comments on people who, for example, they have Terra Moon shadows and now they want to throw out their Terra Moon shadows because of the drama that is currently going on. And if you don't know, Terra Moon is bringing out a collab with Crystal Clear Makeup, who is apparently anti-vax, anti-COVID, anti-whatever, and Nazi sympathizer. I think this is a big mistake that the brand is doing if this is true, and that is the big point. I know there are pictures of Crystal Clear Makeup liking very specific posts in that direction, and I saw these and I was like, oh my god, like, I don't watch her. I did for sometimes because she was recommended on my Facebook video page, and I actually liked her videos, but she was just too boring, so I never followed up with her. By the way, my face just feels velvety smooth. Do you judge people by shit they liked 2 years ago? I'm pretty sure there are somewhere things that I liked 2 or 3 years ago that I don't agree with anymore, but I don't go through my social media and delete that, because why should I? At the same time, I this time can understand why people get a bad taste, because if Terra Moon was a brand that is, I don't know, like as big as, for example, I know that's probably a bad example, but as Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona, people would be mad about this, but they would move on because the brand is just too big and they have a marketing team, they have, I don't know, social media expert team that is just basically doing what it takes to make people forget this. With Terra Moon, I feel like there is a big of a problem because Terra Moon is a brand that I never used before and they have so many supporters. They're an indie brand and they usually seem to focus on those creators that have a true passion for indie brands. And now we have a very weird mixed up situation between the fact that there are some unclear allegations towards Crystal Clear Makeup and the fact that she was never ever kind of known for doing indie brand makeup. And I think that is kind of a kick in the ass of other creators that, for example, supported Terra Moon forever. Why does a brand like this not take the money and their like influence to push creators? You know, you can say bad things about Oden's Eye and their private labeling and their Chinese factory as you will. But they collab with so completely different creators and push them. Crystal Clear Makeup is definitely a full grown out influencer with like over 1 million, I think, on Instagram. But there are other creators that are in like their thousands or even 10,000, 100,000 who are supporting Terra Moon and who would love to have a collab with them. And like the choice of the specific person is kind of weird. And then of course people start digging and find things. As far as I have seen, there is one specific thing that she liked or commented or said or did that was 2020, so not too long ago, and it had to do with COVID, I think. I don't know. I started reading into that, and there is an Instagram profile, and Lauren is her name. She has all the info about that. If I can find it, I will link it down below. But I sometimes get really exhausted and tired when I just dig myself through the drama like this. But in general, when it comes to that question, no. There is no brand I feel guilty about using just because of shit they apparently did. Because first of all, I spend my money on the brand and I will use the shit out of the product if I spend my own money. There are brands that I decluttered for one reason or another, but the fact that maybe that brand or the brand owner did something wrong, this has basically the tiniest influence on a decision to not use a product. After that, we have two more like boring things. One is the new Fenty foundation stick that I will talk about in my You Don't Need That Shit video, or at the point when you see this video I already talked about this, so we're going to skip this. Then also something like Patrick Starr's one size brand. Their setting spray was used on Beyonce. Okay, skipping. But the next, no, oh, help me find pale age 30 plus makeup YouTubers. Yeah, I commented with my channel and well, that was the second time I posted it, so I got banned. But the next post is really interesting. Anyone still hanging on with Michelle Wong? This is an interesting topic, and okay, when I got into luxury makeup, which was last year, no, the year before that, like 2021, end of 2021 was the time where I got really into not only high-end but also into luxury makeup. And when it comes to luxury makeup and you start digging through YouTube, you cannot not see Michelle Wong. I think she has by far one of the biggest luxury makeup collections on YouTube. And I started watching her. I subscribed to her, started watching her videos, her reviews, all that. And there are some things that I bought because I saw her review and I was really, really intrigued by that, what she had to say about the product. But then there was this one video, I think it was end of last year. She did I'm pretty sure it was an end of year declutter series. And that was the moment for me where I was a bit disgusted. I'm fully aware of the fact that the longer you are in that makeup space, the more money you make on YouTube. I am fully aware of the fact that especially when you are somebody like her who is basically all known for luxury, that you gather a lot of stuff, and as far as I know she has her own brand that makes scarves or something like that. And they're therefore pricey, I think. And I'm also aware of the fact that when you do this as a job, you get PR or you buy stuff for review purposes. And there's nothing wrong with that. I had a problem with her attitude in that, because she went basically through her collection and somebody did the math after the declutter, and I think she literally just threw out makeup worth like in the 10,000s. My whole makeup collection, I do have a spreadsheet. Everything that I'm surrounded with is worth around 17,000 euro. Yes. And if I would do a very harsh declutter, I probably also would throw out like maybe 2,000 or 3,000 euro worth of makeup. Yes. But it was the way of her speaking about this. As if she was throwing out like toilet paper or kids makeup, Dollar Tree makeup. Her whole way of commenting on that video just made me step away a bit. Even though the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint is so glowy, the Makeup Forever HD Matte Powder made myself so matte that I have to go in with a glowing finishing powder. And I'm using the Makeup Forever, what's it called? The HD Skin Twisted Light. I really enjoy that powder. Alright, so we were at Michelle Wong. Other than that, I don't know where it was. Was it a comment on Instagram or in a messaging with someone? But they pointed out, I think it was a comment. They pointed out that they did not understand how people are still waiting or trusting Michelle Wong, because no matter what she does, she never looks like she wears makeup. And I had to agree. Like, it does not matter what she applies, it always looks like she has a bare face. And that is what she calls herself, a makeup creator. Like, just no. That is not the type of makeup creator I want to follow. That's why I stepped back from her. I'm not interested in her reviews. I think her reviews are very weird. Like, even when she does eyeshadow reviews, she still manages to apply a dark eyeshadow in a way that it looks like she has nothing on. I want to see the full shebang when somebody is reviewing a product. And that has nothing to do with makeup taste, because Charlotte Holdcroft, for example, or Tanya B. Wells, they have a complete different taste than I have, but still their reviews are really good. Their reviews are honest, and I can see what they're doing. I can see the way they apply a product and how it looks on their skin. And so I skipped a couple posts now because they were not like interesting, and I wanted to talk about some other posts that I saw the past days that really interested me. So for example, this saw this on an indie beauty brand that I'm a part of on Facebook. What are your thoughts on the new Clarity Cosmetics palette? And if you watched that video, or if you have seen it already on YouTube, no, not YouTube, but Instagram, this is the exact same pan design as Odin's Eye has. And that leaves a very bitter taste in my mouth. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Clarity Cosmetics anyways. I never tried their shadows, but whenever I think of buying an eye palette from them, I see the reviews on Monolith Shop. They are selling Clarity, and a lot of them are really, really bad. Like, they are talking about how the shadows break, how they do not perform, how they just look so weird in the pan. And I understand the fact that they probably have the same manufacturer as Odin's Eye, but just because you can use that design, do you really have to? I don't think you have to. So after that we have a lot of posts on the Terra Moon situation, but then there is also this one, which is now also 4 days old, but oh girl, Jaclyn Hill did a statement. Oh my god. And this is so embarrassing. If you don't know what happened, like, where have you been, Loca? I hate that so much from Twilight. Everything Jaclyn Hill touches turns into shit. Let me tell you that. I used to love her when I went into the whole makeup beauty space. I watched her sitting on her bed doing makeup. I watched her in the chilly lighting with phone quality videos, and I watched her grow fast, and I was happy for her because I enjoyed her content. Way before the lipstick thing happened, I lost interest in beauty YouTube in general, so I didn't watch any of the videos, not from her, not from others. And then I gained some interest back when the lipstick thing happened, and I was shocked on that. And then years went by, and I watched some videos of her reacting to that lipstick thing. I watched the video on her divorce. And then I just started, like, I was not able to subscribe to her because just her whole attitude and her way of talking just made me ache. It is not my thing anymore, you know? People go on, I go on, they go on. I don't have to like everybody. But I watch like those makeup tea videos where they just basically have a condensed version of all the drama. And Jaclyn Hill, oh god, you did yourself dirty. Like, what the fuck's going on, girl? And if you ask, yes, we're doing colored mascara. I'm so into colored mascara currently. She destroyed the brand of a small YouTuber because she was not able to do good research on if a name is taken or not. She had the worst thing with her makeup launches. There is drama in general with her brand because she always promoted her brand as family business, but now we know it's owned by Morphe or former LAC. There is a lot of drama surrounding her, and she is the worst person. No, she's the second worst person to do an apology video, because the worst is Colleen Ballinger. Let's just say that. To me, Jaclyn Hill has, at this point of her life, a whiny, I wanna be a boss bitch vibe. Because if you put yourself out there on the internet in the way that she does, and I smeared mascara on my eyes, you have to face backlash. Backlash is not the same as insulting people and being mean to them, but you have to work with criticism. You have to deal with negative opinions. You are free to block people who are mean towards you, call you bitch, whatever. That is not what I'm talking about. But if people are, for example, criticizing the fact that she stole a brand's name from another creator, I think Kaylin is her name, Kaylin Nichols or Kaylin Richards, pretty sure it's Kaylin, you have to address that. And you have to think about that. But all she does is, instead of being a humble person and just sit there and apologize, she still is there and lies and says, oh, we contacted her, but she never got back. You did not contact her. Kaylin already made that clear. And you know, that is just, I don't get it. She's whining in front of the camera, she's crying, she's bitching around, but she never changes anything. I'm so into colored mascara. I need a white mascara because I have a winter look in mind with icy blues, multi-chromes and white mascara, like thick white mascara, maybe even thick white mascara that is then still wet on the lashes, and then I dust them with some glitter or with like a multi-chrome eyeshadow so that it sticks to the lashes. I will definitely do that once the time of the year is there. There are so many other stuff that I could talk about on that whole beauty guru cheddar subreddit thing. Do you like those commentary videos? If you do so, we can do a second part of that. But do you like these videos? Like, why am I always talking when I do shit that I could just mess up? I don't know, I'm dumb. Because I myself love doing these commentary videos because I can get ready, I can talk shit, I can rant about stuff, and that is just a fun thing to do on the internet. So we're done with the makeup. By the way, I talked about the spoolie tip in my Pat McGrath video. The spoolie techniques to remove eyeshadow fallout also works on mascara. So if you have that mistake like I did, I just smashed it on my face, let it dry, and then flick it off with a spoolie. Alright, I hope you like that. If you do so, let me know so that we can maybe do a second part. And I will see you in the next one.